You guys should sell surge protectors. So like most, like we'll have a storm come through Austin,
Mhm.
and we'll get a flood of customers for refrigerators, right? Because
Mhm.
their power cord plugs right into the board. So we started to sell surge protectors.
That's
So
genius. That's
it
smart.
saved the company tons of money. We charge the customer $20 for a surge protector. I think we make $10 on it, and we give the salesman half of it. It's almost like the manufacturers sat around and they're like, how can we sell more appliances, and
Yeah.
they're like, power surges, let's not build in a surge protector into the
It's a
appliance. It's
real
like,
thing. It's a real thing.
hey, welcome back to another episode of Appliance Fix and Flip. I'm actually here today with Carlos. Carlos hit me up the other day, and he wanted to jam, so I thought it'd be a good idea to hop on the podcast and just talk industry stuff. What's up, Carlos?
Hey, Scott. First of all, thanks, man, for having me. Ask you and grill you some questions, and just more so reflect on myself on where I'm at and where you've probably been at one time. And I looked a little bit up on you, and you are levels ahead of me. And I just want to ask you, certain things. But also, I'm going to introduce myself too. My name is
Yeah.
Carlos. I'm owner of an appliance store here in Colorado. We have a 2,000 square foot shop. We started in used appliances, now transitioned to scratch and dent appliance and customer returns. We're pacing to go a little over six figures this month, with 20% net margins, and my target is 30% margins roughly, and possibly in the near future, maybe next year. I'm not in a rush, but scaling to a location that might be about 3 times bigger in the near future, and just,
That's
kind of
killer.
why I wanted you on the phone.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. And what city are you guys in? A major city, or where are you guys at in Colorado?
We are in Colorado Springs, Colorado, about
Okay,
an hour and a half south of Denver, just depending on where you're at.
nice. Pretty
Yeah.
populated area out there, right?
Yeah, we've got roughly in the metro and surrounding area, probably about a million or so people out here. I don't know exact numbers, but it's not quite Denver, but it's been growing rapidly over the last few years out here.
Yeah. Well, so what brought you to the appliance world? Tell me about Carlos. Like what brought you to be in the appliance world? One doesn't just wake up and say, I want to sell appliances today. Like what happened?
So I started in roughly about 2019, I think, or maybe even 2018. My memory has never been good, so bear with me. And I was working construction, flooring, and just it's something that I wanted to get away from. It's hard on the body, and there's a lot that I needed to still learn before I could go out on my own in that. And
Mm-hmm.
I have owned a business in the past before, and so I thought, well, let me use what I know to do something new. And so I said, I have a truck, I have muscle. What can I do? And so honestly, when I thought about appliance, I thought, well, people could use someone to deliver it. They don't have
Mm-hmm.
means, muscle. And so I thought, let's give it a shot. And so that's how it happened. I found a washer dryer set on the marketplace for, I don't know, it was like $200. I bought it, sold it for five, I think. It was like a front load
Yeah.
set on pedestals, put in the back of
Atta
my pickup
boy.
like 5 days later. And I was like, okay,
That was
well, I
easy.
think we can do this. So the transition was
Mm-hmm.
much slower than that, but that was my entrance to the appliance industry there. So I have no training in retail or wholesale for any large stores or manufacturers or
Mm-hmm.
wholesalers. I just got into it just like that. So that's
Now
pretty
you guys
much.
are crushing it. You got a location. You're
Oh, it's been 6 years, but
yeah.
yeah, but yeah, and I did have some experience in the past with running a different business, and
Mm-hmm.
the just customer service, eBay. They really like just through their policies and how they treat sellers. They're hard on us, and so
Yeah, they are.
I've been able to to move that type of strict rigidness over to what we do. And
Hmm.
man, if you Google us, I mean, we've got 4.9-star reviews out of 5 on Google with over 560
Love
reviews,
it.
and just it's because I got the hard knocks early
Yep.
in business, and but yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah, it's a huge thing that we hear all the time is people are always trying to get into this business or whatever, and they want to go to like a school for this, and it's like, dude, there's no school. You just gotta figure it out, pick yourself up by the bootstraps, fail a lot,
It's
and
great to learn.
just
I
learn.
always
Yeah.
recommend. I would rather have learned
Hmm.
and got brought up by someone, but didn't happen that way. And it is what it is. But no, if you can, that's one thing is now that I'm older. Well, not even that is I've always been stubborn and just but I'm embracing more of like reach out, man, reach out and you never know. You just never you could get golden nuggets from everybody and anybody, especially people ahead of you. And why are you closing the door to that? Just don't try to figure it out on your own like you have been so far, even though it's worked, but it's taken me, I'm 40. So, I mean, I could have
Right.
probably been doing this at 20, 25, but again, that's a different mindset, right? So, in any case, we're here now, and I'm glad I'm talking to you. And yeah, it took me 5 years grinding on used appliances before pivoting to scratch and dent. We did that starting this year, mainly in February. And so, first time doing it from one truck to two, now three. You know, I want to ask you, Scott, like, were you ever at that point where you were all used and then made that transition? And how was it when you hit that first six-figure month in retail? That's what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Uh, and what shifted at that stage for you?
Yeah. So it's tough, right? Because like used appliances, especially like direct drive washers, my arch nemesis. The 25-year-old washers out there that you can fix 100% of the time, but should you, is just low hanging fruit that's sitting right there. So anyways, we similar path, right? So like, I started in the garage flipping like appliances I was getting out of a garage, out of a apartment complex that was upgrading, and slowly went into repairing appliances, when 100% used, just because it was cheap, fast, and easy. And if I
Hmm.
messed up, it wasn't catastrophic. And then I moved into scratch and dent. I actually went pretty heavy in scratch and dent and kind of just shied away from the used stuff.
Great. So
Um,
so that transition, I'm sorry to cut you off, but it was really short. It's kind of what I'm understanding, like within,
no, no, I
no?
did used for 6 to 8 years only,
No, that's
just
okay.
by
No, what I meant
itself.
is
Yeah.
once you dove into or
I
dove
went
into,
head first and I just
yes.
said, hey, I'm going to turn off use. I'm going to do scratch and dent. And
And
then I did that for a
correct me if
while.
I'm different than you are, but we started in February, one truck, two trucks, three trucks, and now we're like
Hmm.
pacing, just staying at three trucks because of our 2,000 square foot location, small.
Yeah.
And so we are 95% scratch and dent new at the
Hmm.
moment, and 5% used, literally
Yep.
like a few appliances. So is that kind of what you did, or explain
Yeah.
to me like
So
how you
yeah, I
phase out
mean,
of it?
so I started off in a garage and then moved up to a 2-car garage. I was super fancy. And then I went into a storage unit and then a bigger storage unit. And then I had a bunch of storage units. And at some point I had half the damn storage place. And then I went into an actual warehouse. It was really small, but I could put stuff outside and Connex boxes. And then I went to a huge warehouse and but still kept a small store. And then we moved into a bigger store. So I've gone through all the steps of it.
Yeah, no, you
Um,
literally like
mhm,
outgrew
each
slowly but
step of the
surely
way.
just what you
Hmm.
yeah, so I was I didn't go that far into like owning like renting half all the storage units. I went from my garage to my garage and a storage unit to a few storage units to the point where when I was like my garage, the backyard about 3 storage units. That's when I was like, "Okay." This was around
Yep.
COVID. I said, "Nope, it's
Uh-huh.
time to move." Not the right time. Who knows? We'll see.
Mhm.
But we got it. I
There's never
cannot
the
like,
right
what
time.
storage room is that one in? Let me open this one up. But you went further into, okay. So yeah, and so I guess to for clarity, I was roughly what, a year and a half, 2 years out of the garage before I moved into a shop, and I'm still in that shop, mind you. So
Mhm.
my transition to something bigger is not yet. My thought process, just max out what I have here
Yeah.
beyond what I can handle, and then move
Yeah,
like I
then
did to my
move.
house. To me, maxing out was not 10 storage units. You can handle that better than I can. Me, it was like three, and that was it. So,
Yeah.
but anyway, yeah.
Well, so on our side, so we went from just straight used, right? 100% used, and then
Yep.
we went into 100% scratch and dent,
Yep.
and then we went backwards. And we said, "Hey, we're going to do scratch and dent, we're going to mix it with used because what we found in the liquidation market, you cannot supply enough washer dryers to keep
No,
up with
you're right.
the ratio of all the
Yeah,
scratch and dent that comes in."
you're
You
right.
see
Yeah.
it every single day. You have people
Yeah.
looking for scratch and dent washer dryer trucks. Well, if you find them, let me know because I'll buy all of them.
Hmm.
They don't exist. So
Right. Right. Right.
um, at that point, we were refurbishing everything under the sun. We were buying truckloads of Holloways of every different model. We were doing direct drives, everything from direct drive washer dryers to front load Samsungs that were,
Mm,
4
gotcha.
or
So
5
you
years
went
old.
knee deep into scratch and dent, realized
Yep,
I'm not getting
the
variety,
gap.
and then went back to.
So we currently are in that state where we do, I'd say about 80%, 85% of our sales. I'd say 80% of our sales are scratch and dent. I'd say 5% is brand new.
Mhm.
I'd say 15% is refurbished.
And
Um,
refurbished is
used. Used.
okay. Okay. Okay.
Yeah. So what we really did was in the next phase of that is we figured out that if we're going to refurbish every single washer dryer under the sun, it's really hard to scale. It was hard to train people on every different type of washer dryer out there to refurbish correctly because we have super super high standards. I mean, we had like an assembly line style refurbishing with 14 dudes out there just going all day, 5 days a week, 8 hours a day, just on washer dryers to keep up. And it was like you had to teach people from the ground up so many skills to be able to refurbish everything that it wasn't scalable. So where we really hit our stride was we reduced the number of used Holloways that we would
Mhm.
buy, and we would buy only those. So like the GTW 330 ASK WW, the GE top load washers with the agitator,
Mhm.
the 465s too. Um,
Okay.
some of the top load Whirlpool digital stuff is like our next tier up. The
Mhm.
Maytag Bravos, there's like
Yep.
4 models that are the only models that we refurbish, and we do it
Right.
at scale. And what that really helped us do was teach. I can put someone in this station, they can completely master that washer before they move on to the next type because they see the same thing over and over and over again. So what we saw is our productivity on our refurbishing line went from, 6, 7, 8 units a day to 30 to 40 to 50. And it was like, oh, wow, it actually works. And then you can get
Oh, okay. Okay.
someone specialized in station. So we got a pressure wash guy now. That's all he does.
Yeah.
We got a guy who does the pre-check, the
Okay.
post-check,
Makes sense how
yeah,
how I see the quantities that you're
yeah.
doing over there. How it makes sense that you almost have to have a wholesale segment of its own profit center just to be wholesale, because you're doing an over amount. That I mean, you went from not having enough to having. It seems like you have a lot, but not just provide it to your own customers, but can provide it to appliance stores, possibly even.
Yeah, I mean, so we have 2 divisions. We have 3 divisions. We have our retail store,
Right.
where we sell to the public, and then we
Yep.
have our wholesale division where we
Hmm.
sell to other dealers by the
Yep.
truckload,
Saw that.
and then we have a parts site where If appliances come through and they don't make it, we demanufacture them and sell the parts. Newapplianceparts.com.
Is that
So
also combined with the repair?
yeah, then we repairs our service department where we do service calls and stuff like that. But yeah, we consume a lot of
But
those
they're like 4
parts.
different profit centers kind of in a
Hmm.
way? Yeah.
Yep, four different, completely different businesses
Yeah.
operating under one umbrella.
Yeah, and so, yeah, so we won't talk about too much of that today only because, I'm really trying to niche down and at the
Yeah.
moment, right? Can't tell the
Hmm.
future, but really trying to focus in on, making the, scratch and dent, work for us. So just to kinda give you revenue and margins, just kind of a breakdown in percentages for us. Our inventory our payroll is roughly about 20%. Inventory is about 42%, 8% in ads, parts, bill, supplies about 10%. That leaves us with about 20% net margin.
Hmm.
Pushing to 30. I mean, I don't know exactly how I'm going to do it just yet, other than just getting tighter on certain things. But that's why, I got where I know I could improve is probably upsells, downsells, or sale. We don't have anything templated as far as sales scripts right now. It just feels like more ad hoc, systematic. If you don't mind me asking, what's the breakdown look like for your retail operation with like the numbers as far as well, share what you can, whatever you want.
Yeah, pretty similar. I mean,
For retail,
our
and I'm talking about just retail for now,
yeah,
not the other profit centers.
yeah, pretty similar. Like our advertising budget's probably a lot smaller
Mhm.
in relation to our sales. Maybe it's closer to 3%.
Okay.
Um, but we do a lot of marketing stuff, and a lot of people in their head combine marketing and advertising into the same category.
Yeah,
But
that's what I do,
advertising,
kind of, in a way. But
yeah.
go ahead, what were you gonna say?
So like advertising is paying money to be shown to people.
Okay, yeah.
Marketing is more about brand building and making it sticky. To
Yeah.
where if someone interacts with you, they remember you and how you can stick in their head. And so we really try and focus on the marketing side and grow that so we don't have to spend as much advertising over time.
As
Yeah.
far as the upsells or add-ons, what do you use? What does your team use to move inventory at higher margins? We do the normal stuff: warranties, delivery fees, stairs fees, distance charges,
Yeah.
financing.
I'll give you
Do
the
you
whole
have do you
playbook.
do that different? Anything different? Is it templatized? Each salesperson handle it their own way. How do you guys do that?
Yeah, I mean, so we try and make so we have policies for everything.
Hmm.
And we just try and make it part of the system. So number one, it's not negotiable. That's the best part of having policies. But a really big part of our sales process is extended warranties, and it's not just an
Okay.
extended warranty. It's actually a service plan. So we actually have our own service plan that we
Yeah.
custom made. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I've been hearing a lot of that, man, from other
Mm-hmm.
big owners, and it's like it makes
Yep.
sense.
Mm-hmm.
And legally we can do it, but like I
It's
still kind of like I want to ask you like how I'm
so
not even
it's
ready for that, but eventually, like, how do you do that? Like besides
so
just
service plans. So
here's the script for it and of what
yeah.
we have,
So
and
service
we
plans
got
are
your back.
awesome. Yeah, service plans are awesome. So like what
Because
the
you already know we CPS is huge, and we use CPS at the time, but
yeah.
of course I'm sure you've at what point
Yeah,
did
we
you
used
move
to
away from them?
so we started with CPS.
Yeah.
And what we really saw was the lack of follow through. It wasn't as good of a customer experience as what we
It
were
never
selling
is,
to our
man. It
customers.
never is. It
Yeah.
really, even Home Depot,
Mhm.
Lowe's, it's just not CPS. It's
Yeah.
it's
It's rough.
everybody. So
Yep.
I get that, and it made sense from day one. But we're starting out. We don't know any better.
Yeah, no, you need somewhere to
Let's
start.
do something for now, right?
Yep.
But yeah, no, it
Yeah,
makes sense.
the CPS, that's where we started at to figure out that, oh wow, we can actually sell these and people care about it. And then the follow through, we wanted to be more in control of it. So we
Hmm.
actually built our own extended service plan that people can sign up underneath
Hmm.
if they're selling the right products. Because the way that a service plan works is they go off of your warranty rate. So like let's say that you're selling a bunch of junk and selling extended service plans on it. Well, your service plan is going to go through the roof, right? Because
Yep.
they're going on a bunch of service calls,
Yep.
right? So we have to be very selective of who we allow underneath our umbrella. But
Hmm.
it is a game changer, because now we can not only follow through with a warranty that we're selling with good service, but we can present the option for the same product at sometimes the exact same price with a 5-year coverage
Yeah.
service plan at the same price, which is game changing. If you have an open box appliance that is, I'm looking at a 3-door GE 30-inch wide French door refrigerator. We
Mm-hmm.
have it at 1623.
Mm-hmm.
Retail on that thing's probably 1899.
Mm-hmm.
We have a 5-year extended service plan that's not offered in any big box store
Mm-hmm.
for $179, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So you can
And is
still
that
buy an
5 years
open.
total, or is that
Yeah.
first year manufactured? The next 5 years is through you guys.
No, they overlap. So,
So it's 5 years
yes,
total.
5 years total. Yeah.
Okay.
But the really big benefit is once you start to sell service plans, you start to understand that manufacturer warranty is not a benefit for your customer. Everyone has had some sort of experience with calling the manufacturer and getting the runaround or having a delay of service. With our service plans, like they're out there fast.
Yeah,
Like they're out there.
I'd say about, yeah. It's yeah. Let's just, to be fair, to be like, to even be generous, I think 30% of the time, it's a good experience. But that's being
Yeah,
generous
no, no, I'm not
with
saying
the
that it's
manufacturer.
it's probably more
Yeah,
than
yeah,
that. It's probably like 60% of the time, but it doesn't
yeah.
carry that weight that we think it does.
No, no,
You
no.
know,
And
every
honestly,
customer.
I think they, when they see you guys and they buy from you guys, they're really probably like, I kind of only want to deal with you guys anyway, and that's
Exactly.
what we've seen. We don't want to,
Yes.
like, who, what, no,
Yeah, they're
extra work,
shopping
extra
small
work.
because
No, no, no. No, we'll call you. All right, just
yeah,
call me. Just
they're
call me.
shopping small because they want,
Yeah.
personalized service.
When I first started doing this, and a few months ago, I realized that right away. Guys came in. Oh man, you're gonna help us if there's any problems. I was like, no, call the manufacturer. You know what? Let me think about it. And they left. After that, I was like, no, we got you, because we are
Yeah.
our callbacks within a 365-day running window was 30% for used appliances. With new, it's like 3%,
Yeah. Mhm.
or 4, 5 to be generous, but more like 3. But, and so it's like, it's nothing. It's a drop. It's nothing. Like, we're
Right.
so used to being, just having one guy literally almost dedicated to service calls all day,
Mhm.
every day.
Yeah. Well,
Because of
so
just
so
for a
our
small
service
operation like ours. Yeah.
So the service plan, so it's different if you're running your own warranty. So
Mm-hmm.
there's a big difference between a service plan and a warranty. So a
Mm-hmm.
warranty is a parts and labor assurance, a guarantee that
Yeah.
you'll come out and service it.
Mm-hmm.
A service plan is it's so like our service plan, it is if the technician can't go out and fix it within X amount of time, they'll issue you a Visa debit card for, an amount to replace the appliance. There's also things like if you have a refrigerator that has a no cool, you could qualify for up to X amount of dollars for a gift card to a grocery store. There's all these little perks in there, right? So we have really good margins on the service plans that we sell. You can, that's the cool thing about that, is you can set whatever rate you want to sell them at. But we run about a 60% to 50% margin on them. So our KPI that we track daily
Mm-hmm.
is, our goal is 75% attachment rate on every sale that we do, either a 3-year or a 5-year service plan. We don't always hit that, but that's our goal of every single day, trying to get there.
Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
usually
think
it's 50 to 60% is what
that's
they
really,
average.
even 50% is humongous. I mean, but
Yeah.
then again, like, there's, again, you've got new appliances in a different
Hmm.
side, different categories. We're at, like, we won't sell but a handful, anywhere from 5 to 10 a month, on 150 pieces ish sold. So
So if you're doing a warranty like CPS, an
yeah,
extended
yeah,
warranty,
yep,
there's not
those,
very many accolades, right, to call out of being a sales point, right? So
yeah,
with a warranty, you're saying, hey, this is covered under 3 to 5 years, depending
mm,
on what distance you or duration you buy, and it's
mm,
parts and labor. Well, that's not cool, sexy, or fun, right? A service plan, if you use it one time, it pays for itself. So like this little tiny percent of what you're paying from the appliance to a service plan, there's so many sales points in there where it's almost dumb not to buy it. Like you don't even have to sell it that hard.
That
They
makes
just
a great
fall into the
that's a good
sale.
way to look at it. That's a great point that you said is like just one service call pays for itself because you go
Exactly.
out
And so
there and
here's my
yeah,
pitch,
that
right?
makes
Because I
sense.
love working on the floor. That's my favorite place to work in the entire business is on our sales floor. So my pitch is always, hey, so this is the warranty rate. It covers a 1 year parts and labor that comes with it for free. You don't have to buy anything. But the extended service plan extends that same warranty coverage 3 to 5 years. But the additional benefits of the service plan is you have the repair replace option if they can't fix it within a certain amount of time. You'll have a Visa gift card for an amount to replace it. You have the food spoilage credit, you have the laundromat credit. There's all these little things that we have baked in there. And by the time you're done with it, they're already nodding. And you just have to
Yeah, yeah.
then
No,
just tell them the
it
price. And
makes
then,
total sense. I see why you guys sell a lot of them
mhm,
now. It's a no-brainer. You almost be dumb not to take it. And so the only thing
mhm,
that I was thinking through was you mentioned 3 and 5, or you
mhm.
mentioned 2 options. I like that, even though maybe you weren't meaning to do that, but
Exactly.
we
Because they
only do the
always
one. We
default
only do
into
the
the
one
middle.
5-year right now.
Yep. Hmm.
That's probably why we got less because a lot of people will take that 3 if it was a little bit lesser price and
Yep.
it pays for itself. So
So it's
yeah.
the good,
Anyway,
better, best model, right? So like
yeah.
60% of your sales are going to fall into good, and then better is going to be the next 30%, and then 10 are
Hmm.
going to be your best.
Yeah. I was going to ask you, do you train your team on sales or
Oh yeah.
has it been mostly about hiring better and better salespeople over time?
We're extremely hands-on with sales. So like of all the positions at our business,
Hmm.
sales gets the most training out of anyone.
Oh yeah.
Um, we focus heavily on sales, and it's not just to push sales; it's how to
Mhm.
educate the customer correctly.
Yeah, there's so
Um,
much. Yeah, there's so much that I'm realizing that's like they would have
mhm,
bought had it been said this way, or if I thought about this part, or had I
yeah,
offered this option. It's like, and it would have been easy. It's not like I'm
hmm.
pushing them. They want it.
That's why
They
they're
want to
there.
work with. They want to work with
Yeah.
us.
A really big part of our sales, and I'm going to get on a soapbox a little bit here because I think this is the one thing that we probably do the best out of everything that we do is the customer experience when they walk in. Our showroom, we hold extremely high standards to where everything is clean, presentable. There's no sold things on the floor. Um, we greet every single
Yeah,
person at the front
the
door. No
greeting.
one no
That's
one
big.
sneaks up on us. Not a single person walks in our door and we're surprised by them being there. Oh, didn't see you there. That doesn't
Yeah,
happen.
yeah.
So we see people coming, and all we're trying to do is we're trying to onboard them into what we do. When
Mhm,
someone initially walks through your front door and they put their back against the door and they're looking into your store, they
mhm,
are making a first impression on if
mhm,
they want to buy from you or not.
mhm,
So if you can help present your best foot forward of what you do, how you do things in your own language, they won't have to come up with their own idea of what you do. So that greeting part is so important. Um, have you ever walked into like a Ashley's Furniture or something, and
mm,
you've seen like the high performers, and they're always at the front, right at the entrance when you walk in,
mhm,
and it feels kind of pushy if they hang on to you throughout the whole
mhm,
process. So we don't do that. But what we do at the entrance is we introduce you to what we do. We show you the conditions of stuff that we sell immediately, right when you walk in. You see that we sell new in box stuff, open box, scratch and dent, and refurbished immediately. And then the rest of our store, the tags show you, they reinforce what we just taught you at the entrance. So you no longer need a salesperson to be breathing down your neck to know what these products are.
mm,
But immediately after we introduce you to what we do, our next goal is to educate.
mhm,
So if you're in the market for a washer dryer, I'm going to teach you as much as I can in a 3 to 5 minute period about washer dryers and what to
mm,
look for. And then I'm going to leave you alone. I'm going to walk away. But all I'm going to do is educate in that first 3 to 5 minutes to
Mhm.
where I'm at number one, I'm cementing myself as an expert.
Mhm.
You trust me because I'm telling you all these things that are true and they're
Mhm.
educational, and I'm not trying to push you towards anything. Um, and the same thing on refrigerators. So like on fridges, like I'll rattle off some features that we do from start to finish. So I'm in the first 3 to 5 minutes. If you're shopping for a fridge, I'm going to show you the difference between counter depth and standard depth. I'm going to show you what an indoor ice maker looks like if there's a dispenser or the just a standard ice maker, up
Mhm.
where the shelves are.
Yep.
I'm going to show you. I'm going to briefly tell you why Energy Star is important. I'm going to show you what dual ice makers are. I'm going to show you um, forget they're all on our tags.
Sure, yeah, yeah.
But yeah, whatever else there is. And then I'm going to show you those things. And then our tags are there on all appliances to reinforce those things. And then you just walk away and you say, hey, go shop. Let me know if you have any questions. I'll check back in later. And you walk away and you don't breathe down their neck. And
Yeah.
what we
Oh, yeah, yeah.
found is like if we educate like that and the customer is now empowered with actual knowledge to shop themselves,
Mhm.
they will organically come back to you and ask either your opinion or they'll
Mhm.
ask questions about the products. And now you're in a real conversation. But when we first started, we tried to push sales at the very beginning and we burned so many customers' expectations at the beginning trying to point people towards products when they're just in the education stage. They're in the awareness stage of the funnel. They're not down to
Right.
I'm ready to buy. And
Right.
so
I see
when
what you're
we
saying.
when we had our salespeople make that shift to where educate first and then you have to separate yourself, um, we saw our close rate go up. We track all the KPIs. We have door trackers. They're like little lasers on our front door, and it counts how many people walk in and out that door. And then we
And
can
where was it
see,
at and where'd it go?
yeah. So we were at like I don't know, maybe 10%, maybe 15%, which is terrible. Um,
Yeah.
it's really bad, right?
Yeah.
And we went all the way up to now we're probably at like a high 50, high 60, somewhere in that neighborhood on a daily basis.
Wow. Wow.
Um, and it's helped a lot because when someone
That's
walks in a front
that's night and
door,
day, man. That's like a
yeah.
3x difference there.
hmm
Almost 4.
Well, when someone walks
Jeez.
in the front door and there's a salesperson there, you
Uh,
immediately get kind of tingly feelings of like, oh, these guys are trying to
right,
sell me
right.
stuff. But whenever I spend 3 minutes telling you information and then I walk away,
Yeah.
your guard is completely gone. Like you're like, what just happened? Like I know so
I
much.
may I may well, I
Mhm.
don't know if you're open to let me get that script on that 3-minute,
Yeah.
intro you give them because,
hmm
I like to try that because right now, we definitely leave them alone. We get a lot of good reviews for, like, these guys were not pushy at all. But, I don't know, maybe 1 out of 10, we just literally just walk out. We never got a chance to
Yeah.
we said hi, but we never got a chance to answer a question, you know?
Yep.
So, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. No,
So here, I'll give you one on washing machines. All right, if the customer walks in, we give them our low condition intro so they understand who we are. We ask what project are you working on. We do not ask what are you looking for. We ask what project are you working on. Uh,
that's interesting.
yeah, if you ask what are you looking for, you might get pointed towards something that they don't know anything about yet. So, like for instance, if I say what are you looking for, and you say I'm looking for a front load washer, you may not know why you want a front load washer. You may not know why you want a
That does
Maytag
happen a lot. That
or
does happen a lot. I
yep.
want the all-in-one. You've got a family of 5. Let me think this through for a
Yeah,
second.
let's work through this. So
Yeah,
we
and I
always
talk
want
them out
to
of it, and we sell them something that really is gonna be good for them, and everything's all good,
exactly.
but you're right. Yeah, yeah,
Exactly.
yeah.
And that is the interaction that you want to have is you want to actually give them the thing that they need, not what they were told from a repair guy from their brother's sister's
Right,
mother
right, right.
that has no idea what he's talking about and telephoned its way to you. And
Yeah,
now you have a whole like there's like 50 people out there saying that they will only buy Maytag washers and not Whirlpool,
and
and
we
they don't
get
even know
those
they're the same
customers that have been
companies.
told that. Yep,
Yeah.
yep, and it's every
Yeah.
brand.
hmm
Samsung, LG, Whirlpool, I'll never buy a Maytag, it's like, okay. So
Right.
what do you need? Let's
So
take some measurements here. Oh, let me ask you,
mhm.
sorry to cut you off, but, how do you handle price shoppers? Like, do you let people walk if you're like 50, $100 off? Do you rarely run
Yeah.
into that because you have so much variety?
So there's a big part of that where you're a discount appliance store. You have to expect that that subset of your customers are going to exist. So you can't ignore them.
Right, exactly,
Um,
exactly.
so if that's a thing in your business model, you should just get ahead of it, and you
Mhm.
should just make policies and discount procedures that are
Yeah.
non-negotiable. So
Right,
like
right.
from us, if you buy a full kitchen package, we deliver it for free. That's a promotion,
Good.
right?
Okay.
If you buy a washer dryer set and you get the connections from us, we'll hook it up for you.
Yeah.
There's all these things that are
Yeah.
little nuggets that are just
Right, right,
established
right.
that aren't necessarily negotiable at all.
Right, right,
But
right.
they're already out front, so you really have to think through what those things could be. Washer dryer and a fridge, free delivery.
I guess
Things
it
like
hasn't
that.
been a problem for us, luckily, aside from maybe, one out of every, let's say 30, 40 customers. Yeah, it's like, was that really a big difference? And in the end, I do pat myself on the back because if there was like it was a $2,000 sale, we were apart by $300, and I let them walk away because I've already offered the free delivery, the connections, the oh, you've got stairs, we'll take care of that too. Maybe a 5% discount from an email that I sent you guys out recently. That's all I could
Hmm.
do. I mean, we're still $300 apart. I can't make that happen. In one scenario, they left, came back. They ended up buying the stackable instead of the stackable and the fridge. And
Yeah.
believe it or not, and of course you're gonna believe because you've seen this before. They were giving me a hard time on that stackable. Hey, can you do it at the same price you had it at there last week? Can you do this? And
Right.
I was like, okay, thank goodness I did not discount it the first time. But
So you'll
anyway,
probably be
yeah, that's
surprised, but we probably only hear that question maybe twice a week.
yeah.
We don't get that question.
That's
Is
part of your
this
marketing, man. That's part of just a staple you guys just present. Like you
yes,
said, from the road to the time you walk in.
yes.
Oh yeah, no, we're not
Like,
playing that game with these guys. And
well,
of
no,
course,
no,
I mean, there's probably
I just
targeting
mean
and just you guys. How long have you guys been around for a
so
little bit there, huh?
so
Is
I
that with
mean
the retail location?
yeah, we've been around for a while, but so there's a really big point here that I feel like a lot of
Sure.
people miss is like you wouldn't walk into Walmart and negotiate.
Yeah.
You wouldn't walk into 7-Eleven and try and talk them down $1 on a Red Bull,
Right. Right.
right? So like there's certain places where
Yeah.
price is the
Yeah.
price.
I think we're
And
still in that area. We don't present ourselves that way. We still get those. Maybe let's call it 10% of people that are still gonna, can we work something here? As opposed to like, what you've
yes,
got running over there, it's
so
just
that
presented way
you can
differently
attack
and you,
that.
you don't expect that. Yeah.
Yeah, so you can attack that with the way that you present your brand.
Uh-huh.
So if you walk into a clean, tight, organized environment
Uh-huh.
that is not a garage sale, right?
Uh-huh.
If you go to a garage sale, I'm here to haggle, and that is my number one thing that I'm here
Uh-huh.
for because I know I can talk you down on stuff. But if I walk into 7-Eleven for that Red Bull, I just know the price is there. So the difference is
Yeah.
how
Presentation. Mhm.
presentation of the brand itself, how clean, tight, and organized things are, and the existence of promotions already. So if
Yeah.
if you
Yep.
if you walk in there and you say, "Hey, I'm looking for this. I have this price, or this budget in mind," and there's a promotion that exists on certain things, and you present those promotions as already existing. There's nothing to haggle about.
No,
There's
no, no.
nothing to and so you don't get that as you become
Yeah.
more like
Thankfully, 5 years
established.
ago, more definitely it was like that. Now it's much less like that. I think
Yep.
10% was even
And it'll
high.
continue to go that way. It'll
Yeah, yeah. But
continue. The
anyway,
the longer you do it, it'll
yeah,
shrink.
yeah. How big is your retail location? How many pieces are on display? That I mean, like 2,000 square feet. We've got 150 roughly in this shop that we can have at one time. Aside, we now I'm back to the same thing. We've got two storage units that we have overflow in. And so
Nice.
that's, that's why I told you about, like, we're gonna maybe be moving next year or
Yeah.
who knows when, but soon. I already kind of start to
Hmm.
feel the pinch a little bit, but anyway, and I'm assuming you only have the one large retail location
Hmm.
separate from the other profit centers there that you have, or
Yeah. So our retail store is kind of in the heart of Austin. It's 6,600 square feet. We have 1,500 square feet of that is back warehouse. And then
how
we have two
1,500?
Connex
Okay,
boxes out back. And
perfect,
that's
perfect.
that's kind of the sweet spot. We restock that store usually 3 or 4 times a week. So,
Yeah.
and that's a 26-foot truck, rolling through, um, full restock. The floor, so everything on our floor, when it's sold, it is removed from the floor because
Hmm.
every spot on our floor is a sales
It's
opportunity. If it's,
prime, yeah, prime
yep.
retail. I hear
Hmm.
you. I hear you.
And if it's taken out by a sold
66
item, you're just,
6,600. That's on my
mhm.
mind. I was thinking 3x of two. That's 6,000 square feet. 246. Yeah, 6,000 square feet, and a small 1,000 or less square foot area for incoming, or even outdoor area for incoming, and then the other 4 to 5 just showroom retail. I mean,
Yeah.
there's only so many of the same models you could put out there.
Yeah, but I mean, so we where we're at, we do new in box stuff. We have display
That's right. Yep.
items,
Yeah.
and then we do scratch and dent, and then we
Yeah.
do refurbished to limited, but we have some refurbished washer dryers
Let me
only.
ask you, how
Um,
long did you just do so there was a time when you went hard in on scratch and dent. How long did
mhm.
that last before you went back to use, and then maybe even added the other new in-box, out-of-box,
About
you
as
know,
fast as we could sell the washer dryers. So
months? So you're
like,
talking about weeks, months?
well, I mean, we would get a truck, right? And half of it would be laundry, and we'd
Right.
sell the entire laundry portion of it before we sold half the fridges, right?
Right, right,
So
right.
we would burn through, 4 or 5 trucks in a week just burning through the laundry, and then we're building up all these fridges, and we're just like, oh, we can't keep doing this.
Right,
So
right,
we
right.
had to supplement it with the refurbished laundry to
Yeah.
balance things back out.
Yeah. I
Um,
gotcha.
because really, like, in the perfect world, if I could sell the margins on refurbish is so amazing that you don't want to
Yeah.
step away from it. We run a 70% margin on every single refurbished washer dryer we
Yeah.
sell.
Yeah.
I see some people with these sales floors where it's like you have the same washer dryer over and over and over again, and they're just like, okay, now I'm picking the best one between the model that I want.
Yeah.
Like, there's just so many options there.
Yeah.
So if you can
No doubt.
reduce the SKUs, it actually increases your close rate from what we've tried on our side.
Yeah.
So what do you guys do on like your showroom? How do you have it set up?
It's jam-packed. It's jam-packed. It's just rows and rows and rows, and then enough room where you could walk through enough. You can open the fridge a little bit enough to see it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Luckily, people have grace, and they're not too, make a big deal about it right now. But then again,
Do you have
it
duplicates out there?
what's that?
Do you have duplicates?
Yeah, we'll get duplicates in. Yeah, we'll get duplicates in. But when it's more than two, we move those into storage. That's what the storage units are. So if we recently
Awesome.
got like Frigidaire side by sides, the base models, like 15 of them.
Mm-hmm.
We test all of them, but then we keep two of the same exact models here. One maybe have more dents than the other, and that's pretty much it. And then as one sells, we bring the other one that's like kind in, and condition wise, and then that's how we move about. And but if it's like multiple washer dryer sets, like it's not like we have 50 or something. Like it's like
Yeah.
it's hovers around more or less 20 sets. And if like five of them are the same, which it's rare, but if let's say they are, doesn't matter, they sell. And
Mm-hmm.
people just, they'll pick it. And so we haven't gotten to that problem yet. Long term, do you see your model as something that could be franchised as far as the retail portion is concerned, or is it more that you're just running lean in one market there?
We're so focused on perfecting our craft
Yeah,
that we're not even focused on growth. We're focused on how can we perfect what we do. Like,
yeah,
in every aspect.
I love
And
it.
the growth just happens.
It
But I
does,
got
yeah.
some killers on the team that like they just they just want to be better at what they do.
That's
And
great, man.
over especially over the last like year, we've really gotten good at figuring out how to make systems and make things scalable and
Well, it
just
sounds
kind
like
of
you've been
let
doing it
go of
since
all the
day
other
one,
fluff.
but you've just gotten better
Yeah.
at it over time.
Yeah. Yeah, but like everything from, like employees, incentivizing them with the company.
Mhm.
Like our sales staff, we never really ran commission-based sales, and we currently kind of don't.
Yeah,
We
me
put
neither.
spiffs on service plans. We have a
Mhm.
push list where there's certain products that we're heavy in, so we put a spiff on those. And then we sell surge protectors. uh Man, you guys should sell surge protectors. So like most like we'll have a storm come through Austin,
Mhm.
and we'll get a flood of customers for refrigerators, right? Because
Mhm.
their power cord plugs right into the board. So we started to sell surge protectors, and we incentivized the sales staff to sell, they get $5 or something for every $20 surge protector they sell.
That's
So
genius. First of all, how did you somebody who put you on that? But when did
I
you
I
see
didn't I
that,
didn't come up with it. I
the
learned it.
benefits of it? Was it just by happenstance, that,
Well, I didn't come up with that. Someone taught me that. I don't remember
that's
who,
great.
but
That's not
yeah.
that's
So it
smart.
saved the company tons of money. We charge the customer $20 for a surge protector. I think we make $10 on it, and we give the salesman half of it. And now they sell surge protect like their attachment rates like 80 or 90% on all 110 appliances.
It's
And our
yeah,
board
especially
repairs have
fridges.
gone. It's almost like the manufacturers sat around and they're like, how can we sell more appliances, and
Yeah.
they're like, power surges, let's not build in a surge protector into the
It's a
appliance. It's
real
like
thing. It's a real thing,
so
and,
simple. Hmm.
warranties cover it, I would assume,
They do, but in
because then
some
it's like the
cases
blame
you're the
game.
warranty.
Yeah, it's under warranty, so it has to cover it, even though it wasn't the appliance's fault.
Exactly.
Oh my
Yeah, so
gosh,
so that's a huge one.
that is huge. That is huge. And we've of course, we're small, we've only been around for a few, but we've had that happen on a small scale, and it's like, dang, the little
Hmm.
city south of us, Fountain, like, happened recently, and I'm like, "Man,
Yep.
birch protectors." I didn't yeah, that's great, that's
Yeah,
awesome, man.
super simple, especially on fridges and washing machines. It's so simple, saves you a ton of money. But you're also now starting to build a salesperson if they're incentivized by selling protection plans.
Oh,
If
no doubt, man. I love
they're
taking care of my people any
incentivized,
way I
yeah.
can. Yeah, man.
Hmm.
And if it's something as simple as that, like that's huge, man. That's
Right.
some people install a fridge upstairs and won't get a tip, but you sell a
Yep.
little, dude. Come on now,
So that's
and
another
it helps
thing
you
is,
long term. That's huge. Yeah,
yep.
that's almost
So
a no brainer. I had to write that one down for sure.
yeah. Well, we just started doing that, maybe 8 months ago, and we've already seen like a dip, and because we track everything, we over track stuff. I wouldn't recommend people to track as much stuff as we do. But the board recovery rate from those has helped a lot. Another
Awesome.
big thing that we do on the commission side is, at the end of every day, our salespeople make calls to every single person that was delivered that day. Every single one.
Really?
So every single one. So our delivery team, they have this delivery completion form, right? To where they write down, this is what happened, and it's complete, or hey, we need to come back for this reason. It's just
Yeah,
a it's a
we do the
summary.
same thing in a probably much smaller scale. As far as we take pictures,
Hmm.
we show them
Yes.
power was an issue, breaker was off, we had to do this, that, whatever, and then but we have it. That's more for our liability when they call us back and say, "Hey, oh,
Hmm.
well, it says here that, there was 0 airflow," or something like that at your house, and this is what you need. But, that's the only reasons that I would call them, is if I see those notes, and for preventive measures, you need somebody out there right away, sir,
Yep.
ma'am, because it's something bound to happen, and when I don't do that, we get the calls a week later, this
You
drives
get it anyways. Yeah.
yeah, we get
Except now
well,
you're going
yeah,
out
I guess
there
you're right, we will get it anyway, yeah.
under tension. You
Yeah.
know.
Yeah. So you guys call everyone you deliver
Every
to
customer.
that same day or so or
Yep.
soon after
Nope,
to
that
just
same day.
check in, let them
Yeah.
know that
Well, so the salesperson's job is, they're calling to make sure that everything went correctly, because you're going to hear about it no matter what. If something didn't go right, you're going to hear about it later, but you're going to hear about it under tension. So we'd
got it.
rather get ahead of it. If there is an issue, we'd like to know about it. If we did something wrong, we want to know. It's not something that you can hide from and push under the rug. You have to be proactive about customer service. And the biggest part about that is the salesman that sold it is the one that's calling him back, not some other random salesperson. At the end
Gotcha.
of their check-in, because this is a survey, right? So we're saying, hey, how'd everything go? Is there anything that we could have done better? And if all roads lead to a positive experience, we ask for a review. Only if all roads lead to a positive experience. Um, but it's just a really good way to generate reviews and to also get the feedback that we
Man,
need to
your sales
improve
guys
ourselves.
gotta have thick skin by this point. So the way it works for us is our guys that we have delivering, one guy, because we're a small team, right? Five of us here, and the two guys go out there. One's so much experience under his belt, very personable, and always good feedback. And so I won't hear maybe and again, we don't get ahead of it, but if we hear something about it, it's maybe one out of every 50 appliances. Well, so maybe once every 2 weeks ish, we might hear something.
That's the hard part, right? Because the the negative feedback happens no matter what. The only difference is that you're not listening for it. And if you want to scale what you do, you have to improve your processes to where
Right.
the negative feedback actually
You
decreases.
said, "How can we do better?" That's what you said. That's the part I wanted to point on
Hmm.
is, I guess they won't have negative feedback about the experience as much as, "Well, y'all could have done this. Put footies on.
Hmm.
You could have done
Yeah,
this.
perfect.
Maybe told me how this thing works. Gave me a manual." So
Yes.
that's what's
And that's what leads
how
your
can we do
leadership.
better?
And that's
Yeah.
what leads your leadership to actually make improvements.
Well, I am the leadership. We only got 5 people here, so but anyway,
Yeah, no,
I
I
got
get
good
it.
guys. The guys are great. They follow in kind because 'cause I'm here
And
7 days a week, but anyway, you're
mhm.
right. That's how
Yeah,
I
no,
can be
but
better.
the beautiful part is that people don't leave companies reviews. They don't care. They don't care about, a lot of people care about small business, but they
Uh-huh.
typically don't leave a
No,
company
no, 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 no.
reviews. They
No,
leave
no, they
people reviews. So
yeah.
the people that work in the company, that's who they leave reviews for.
Mhm.
So the way that we coach this with our sales team is, if they are constantly called out on our Google or Yelp or whatever, and it says, hey, Dylan, was awesome. He's great. Ask for
Yep.
Dylan when you go in. It's building their own personal book of business. So if they are being called out all the time, on those reviews for offering good customer service, they will grow as salespeople. So they really want that. They really want that review, anyways,
Mhm.
because they want it's like their own personal advertising, on the sales side. Hey, go here, talk to this guy. He's awesome.
Mhm.
So we'll get people that'll come in our door all the time and they'll ask for such and such. And they've never
Yep,
been here
yep, yep,
before. And you're just
yep.
like, how do you even know him? How do oh, I saw him on Google or whatever.
Yeah. That's cool,
So it
man.
does
No,
help them on that side.
yeah, I like that, yeah.
Well, it was a good episode, and thanks for being on, Carlos. And if you're watching this and you like what we're talking about, what we do, give us a thumbs up and a subscribe. This is the Appliance Fix and Flip podcast, and we will see you guys on the next one.